Welcome to Chef Jack ATL. Today is National Mushroom Day, and I'm going to be making a delicious mushroom ragout to celebrate. Mushrooms have a long and important history as a medicinal and culinary component. It's an unusual food that is neither vegetable nor animal, but still a great addition to our plates. There are some mushrooms that are highly toxic and even hallucinogenic, but we won't be using any of those today. I do have 5 varieties of mushrooms that are not only delicious, but packed with huge nutritional value. Stay with me as I create a creamed mushroom ragout that's great for topping polenta, pasta, or rice on this episode of Chef Jack ATL. My first stop is the Beaufort Highway Farmers Market here in the Atlanta area. It is a great resource for fresh and exotic foods. I'll pick up the aromatics that I need, such as shallots, garlic, and red bell pepper, along with the herbs. This is also where I will get my mushrooms. There are many varieties of mushrooms available, and most have their own unique flavor and texture. My ragout is going to be a medley of trumpet mushroom, shiitake, oyster, cremini, and chanterelles. Dried mushrooms are also a great resource for both ragouts and making mushroom stock. Back in the kitchen, I have all the mise en place laid out. I'm using rendered bacon fat, shallots, garlic, and red bell pepper to start. Most mushroom ragout includes a dry white wine, but I'm using a Belgian ale for a different flavor. I'm using bay leaf, thyme, rosemary, heavy cream, tomato paste, vegetable ash made from dried and roasted green onions, and as always, salt and pepper. My first step is to prepare all the vegetables, mushrooms, and herbs by cutting them down. I want everything already chopped up and ready to go when I start cooking. This is an important part of proper kitchen prep. Dicing down the vegetables will make them cook quicker and more even. For the most part, I've already pre-measured my other ingredients, except for the ale, salt, and pepper. I'll also cut the mushrooms to roughly the same shapes and sizes so that they cook evenly and release the same amount of liquid. The chanterelles look a little old and I wouldn't use them for a fresh dish, but cooked in a ragout, they'll be fine. I'm going to remove the stem from the chanterelle before cutting them up. Because the shiitake stems are woody, I'm removing them also. Strip the tender leaves off the stems of the rosemary and thyme and mince these herbs very fine. The bay leaf I'm going to leave whole and add it into the mushrooms as they cook. I could use oil or butter for this first step, but I'm using rendered bacon fat from hickory smoked bacon. I think it's going to give it a great extra hint of flavor. I start by sweating my aromatics in the bacon fat. I'm not trying to brown them, just get them softened. Next, I add my mushrooms in order of densest and firmest to lightest and most delicate. That means starting with the cremini and the shiitakes, then adding the trumpet, oyster, and chanterelles. I'm adding about 8 ounces of a barrel-aged Belgian beer. Dry white wine is typical, but I think this will give it a more interesting flavor. Tomato paste will provide sweetness and tartness for depth of flavor. Bay leaf is going to seep and infuse flavor into the mushrooms. I let the mixture boil, then reduce heat and simmer until almost all the liquid is evaporated. While the mushrooms are reducing, I'm going to make a quick side dish of asparagus tips and bacon lardon. I cut the tips off the asparagus. Don't worry, I'll use the rest in a later application. I slice a couple pieces of hickory smoked bacon into small strips called lardons. I saute the bacon lardons in a skillet, cooking them down until they are very crispy. I remove the bacon from the skillet and let it drain on a paper towel to absorb the excess fat. I pour off the excess bacon fat. Then with just a little bit of residual fat in the pan, I saute the asparagus tips lightly. Not looking to overcook them here, just soften them a bit. The liquid in our mushroom mix has mostly evaporated and been absorbed by the mushrooms. At this point, I'll add in the minced herbs and vegetable ash. Like a spice, the vegetable ash is going to add a smoky, spicy flavor to the mushroom ragout. I'm adding in a cup of heavy cream for creaminess and flavor. Reduce again until the cream is mostly absorbed by the mushrooms. I'll take the bay leaf out now. It's done its job. A quick taste test and I will finish with salt and pepper as necessary. Now the ragout is ready to serve. Mushrooms work astonishingly well with just about any food. I boiled some linguine noodles and added some roasted chicken that I prepared earlier. A sprinkling of the asparagus and bacon lardon, and in a very short period of time, this humble fungus has produced an excellent dinner. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Chef Jack ATL. Thank you for watching, and check back regularly for new videos. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.